Ultra-processed foods, often called UPFs, have become a daily part of modern diets. They are cheap, convenient, and designed to fit into fast-paced lifestyles. Supermarkets around the world are filled with brightly packaged snacks, frozen meals, sweetened beverages, and ready-to-eat products that save time and effort. However, this convenience has a hidden cost. A growing body of research links ultra-processed foods to serious health problems including obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, fatty liver disease, stroke, and even cognitive decline. What is now becoming even more concerning is their impact on male reproductive health. A major study published in Cell Metabolism in August 2025 reported that men who consumed a diet rich in ultra-processed foods for only 3 weeks experienced significant changes in their bodies. Their cholesterol levels increased, their weight and fat mass rose, their testosterone levels dropped, and their sperm quality showed early signs of decline. These harmful outcomes occurred even when calorie intake was controlled, proving that the issue lies not in how much food is eaten but in the type of food consumed. What are ultra-processed foods? Ultra-processed foods are not just ordinary meals that have been preserved or cooked. They are industrially designed products made largely from refined ingredients, chemical additives, and artificial flavorings that do not resemble anything found in nature. Unlike fresh bread, plain yogurt, or cheese, which are processed but still close to natural, ultra-processed foods are creations of laboratories and factories. They typically include refined starches, industrial sugars such as high-fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oils, trans fats, artificial sweeteners, emulsifiers, preservatives, and synthetic colors and flavors. Examples include packaged cereals with cartoon branding, instant noodles, fast food burgers, frozen pizzas, cookies, chips, and sugary sodas. These foods are manufactured to be hyperpalatable, which means they are carefully engineered to hit the brain's reward system with the perfect balance of sugar, fat, and salt. This makes them addictive and easy to overconsume. At the same time, they are calorie-dense but nutrient-poor. In practice, this means that a person can eat large amounts of them without receiving essential vitamins, minerals, or fiber. Another danger is displacement. Every time someone eats chips instead of nuts, or drinks soda instead of water, they are not only consuming something harmful but also missing out on nutrients that could have supported their heart, metabolism, and reproductive system. This twofold problem, damage from harmful additives and loss of protective nutrients, is what makes ultra-processed foods uniquely dangerous. Evidence of harm, the research. The Cell Metabolism study of 2025 is one of the clearest demonstrations of how ultra-processed foods affect men's health. Researchers recruited 43 healthy men between the ages of 20 and 35. None of them were overweight or suffering from chronic illnesses, making them an ideal group to test the direct effects of diet. The men were placed on 2 different diets for 3 weeks each, separated by a 3-month reset period. One diet consisted mostly of ultra-processed foods such as packaged snacks, cereals, frozen meals, and processed meats. The other diet emphasized whole and unprocessed foods including fruits, vegetables, grains, lean proteins, and nuts. Importantly, the researchers ensured that the calorie intake was almost identical between the 2 diets. This eliminated overeating as a possible explanation and allowed the scientists to focus on the quality of the food itself. The results were striking. During the ultra-processed phase, the men gained weight and accumulated more fat mass even though they ate no more calories than during the whole food phase. Their cholesterol levels rose, signaling a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. Blood tests revealed significant drops in testosterone and follicle-stimulating hormone, both of which are essential for male reproductive health. Testosterone plays a central role in maintaining energy, muscle mass, and sex drive, while follicle-stimulating hormone is critical for sperm production. The study also detected increases in phthalates, chemicals that leak from plastic packaging into food. These are known endocrine disruptors that interfere with hormonal systems. Phthalates have been linked to infertility, obesity, and metabolic disease. Within just 21 days, the men's bodies showed measurable harm: higher cholesterol, more fat, lower testosterone, impaired reproductive hormone function, and higher levels of toxic chemicals. These results confirm that ultra-processed foods can disrupt metabolism and reproductive health rapidly, even in otherwise healthy men and even without overeating. Effects on sperm quality: a silent decline. The decline in sperm health associated with ultra-processed diets has been confirmed by several studies. In the Cell Metabolism trial, even within just 3 weeks of consuming an ultra-processed diet, sperm quality showed a downward trend. While sperm production cycles typically take 2 to 3 months, the early decline indicated that diet was already interfering with reproductive biology at a cellular level. Researchers observed decreases in sperm motility, which refers to the ability of sperm to swim effectively, and changes in morphology, the structural health of sperm cells. These are crucial measures of fertility. Although the changes did not reach statistical significance within the short duration of the study, the trend was clear and concerning. This study is not alone. A meta-analysis published in Human Reproduction Update in 2017 reviewed nearly 200 studies and concluded that global sperm counts have fallen by more than 50% since the 1970s. Poor diet, chemical exposure, and sedentary lifestyles were identified as key contributors to this decline. Harvard University School of Public Health also conducted research involving over 3,000 young men. Those who consumed Western-style diets heavy in processed meats, fried foods, sweets, and refined carbohydrates had 25% lower sperm counts compared to men who ate Mediterranean-style diets rich in vegetables, fish, nuts, and olive oil. The mechanisms behind these changes are clear. Ultra-processed foods increase oxidative stress, leading to DNA damage in sperm. They disrupt hormone balance by lowering testosterone and follicle-stimulating hormone. They introduce phthalates and bisphenol from packaging, which mimic hormones and interfere with normal reproductive signaling. Together, these changes reduce the number, quality, and vitality of sperm cells. The wake-up call. One of the most important lessons from the research is that ultra-processed food damage does not take decades to show up, it happens within weeks. Men consuming these diets report fatigue, weight gain, and declining energy long before they realize their reproductive health is also being compromised. Medical experts emphasize that reproductive health is extremely sensitive to lifestyle. Dr. Philip Worthman, a urologist and director at the Center for Male Reproductive Medicine, explained that reproductive systems reflect overall health. When metabolism is damaged, hormones disrupted, and toxins accumulated, sperm health suffers almost immediately. The discovery that phthalates rise in the bloodstream during ultra-processed diets is especially alarming. These chemicals are not nutrients at all but industrial byproducts that leach into food from plastic packaging. Once inside the body, they mimic natural hormones, confuse reproductive signaling, and reduce fertility potential. The wake-up call is clear: ultra-processed diets are not neutral. They are actively harmful, even for young, otherwise healthy men. Transformation through real food. The solution to the harms of ultra-processed foods is not complicated, but it requires consistent choices. Evidence shows that returning to whole, unprocessed foods can restore health within weeks to months. Replacing sugary beverages with water or unsweetened alternatives reduces bloating, improves hydration, and stabilizes blood sugar. Choosing nuts, seeds, and fresh fruit instead of processed snacks provides antioxidants like vitamin E, zinc, and selenium, which protect sperm from oxidative stress. Replacing frozen pizzas and processed meats with simple meals such as grilled chicken, fish, legumes, and vegetables improves nutrient density and reduces toxic exposure. Exercise also plays a central role. Moderate activity increases testosterone, enhances blood circulation, and improves sperm motility. Sleep is equally important, as testosterone production peaks during deep sleep. Studies show that men who sleep less than 6 hours a night have significantly lower testosterone compared to those who rest adequately. This transformation is not about strict perfection. Occasional indulgences do not cause long-term harm, but when ultra-processed foods form the foundation of the diet, health begins to deteriorate. Rebuilding that foundation with real food, minimally processed, nutrient-rich, and natural, restores metabolism, balances hormones, and strengthens reproductive health. Tips to improve male reproductive health. Improving reproductive health begins with diet, but it extends into other lifestyle habits. Experts emphasize that the foundation is a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and lean proteins. These foods provide essential antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that counter oxidative stress and protect sperm DNA. Equally important is reducing reliance on ultra-processed foods. Studies prove that these foods damage hormones and sperm quality even when calories are controlled. Reducing packaged snacks, sugary drinks, and frozen meals lowers exposure to endocrine disruptors and improves metabolic balance. Regular physical activity improves testosterone levels, boosts circulation, and enhances fertility outcomes. Sleep must also be prioritized, since hormone regulation depends heavily on deep and consistent rest. Stress management techniques such as meditation, walking in nature, or controlled breathing prevent cortisol spikes, which suppress testosterone. Environmental choices matter as well. Using glass or stainless steel containers for food storage, avoiding microwaving in plastic, and limiting contact with chemical-heavy packaging reduces exposure to phthalates and bisphenol. Cutting down on alcohol and quitting smoking are equally critical, since both directly damage sperm and reduce fertility. Finally, maintaining a healthy weight is essential. Obesity is linked to hormonal imbalance, lower testosterone, and reduced sperm count. Studies confirm that even modest weight loss improves fertility markers. A global crisis. The decline in reproductive health is not limited to individuals, it is a global crisis. Sperm counts worldwide have fallen by more than 50% since the 1970s, a trend that mirrors the rise in consumption of ultra-processed foods. At the same time, obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and other metabolic disorders have surged. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that 55% of daily calories in the United States now come from ultra-processed foods. In teenagers, the percentage is even higher. Similar trends are being documented across Europe, Latin America, and Asia as Western-style diets replace traditional eating patterns. The consequences are severe. A 2025 study estimated that ultra-processed diets caused 124,000 preventable deaths in the United States within just 2 years. Other studies link these foods to increased risk of stroke, cognitive decline, and sleep apnea. This is not simply a matter of individual choice, it is a structural issue driven by an industrialized food system. Nutritionist Kristen Kirkpatrick explains that the harm is twofold. Ultra-processed foods introduce harmful additives and endocrine disruptors, while at the same time displacing protective foods like fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats. The result is a population that is simultaneously overfed and undernourished. Unless change occurs, the combination of declining fertility and rising chronic disease could reshape global demographics, strain healthcare systems, and burden future generations. Conclusion: every meal is a choice. The science is clear. Ultra-processed foods harm male reproductive and metabolic health even when calories are controlled. They lower testosterone, impair sperm quality, increase fat mass, raise cholesterol, and expose the body to endocrine-disrupting chemicals. These changes occur quickly, within weeks of adopting such a diet. The good news is that health is not fixed. Just as poor choices harm the body, better choices restore it. Choosing real, whole, unprocessed foods protects fertility, strengthens metabolism, and supports long-term vitality. Small, consistent steps, swapping soda for water, cooking simple meals, getting enough sleep, moving daily, can transform reproductive and metabolic health. Every meal is a decision, and those decisions accumulate. While ultra-processed foods may feel normal in today's world, they are not safe. Reclaiming health begins with awareness, with education, and with the courage to choose differently. Thank you for joining me today on Home Cooking and Home Remedies. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone you love, a brother, a son, a friend, a coworker. Because this isn't just information, it's a wake-up call. Until next time, eat well, live fully, and remember, your health is in your hands.